have, let's just do some math, you have $350 million under management in the current fund.
Yep.
How many partners do you have?
5.
5 partners.
Mike, there are about 500 people in this room looking for $500,000. You can finish the fund pretty quick.
I'll let you do the math, okay? So they're 4 plus me.
What's your management fee on the $350 million?
Well, but my point is, the management fee is like...
Let's say it's 2%. Let's say it's 2%. So what is that? $7 million a year in management fees alone that you guys use to pay for your big Silicon Valley homes.
They pay for the patio for your party. That's what it pays for.
Hey. By the way, can we announce that we're doing that party again this year yet?
I certainly hope so.
Okay. And it is quite a nice patio. However, you have $7 million to split between 5 partners. So when you say it doesn't really matter if we spend that money or not, well, the next fund, if you don't spend it, you're going to raise less in the next fund. And we've seen some big funds do that. And then you guys are going to take home less pay. And so my argument is that Josh and Jeff are set up to invest on a much more efficient scale than the big guys. Because you guys have gotten used to rather large payments from your management fees every year that you have to rely on. Don't look at me like
I'm waiting for you to finish so I can tell you how wrong you are.
You have nice offices with great decks, and you do have the nicest deck in Silicon Valley, absolutely.
Thank you.
And you have to pay for all that. And are you set up, if this is a permanent shift in the market, where companies raise $500,000 and they raise $5 million and then they get bought by Google for $50, are you set up to work within that framework?
But you have to remember, when my partner Dave raised the fund in which he invested in Microsoft, it was a south of $100 million fund. It wasn't about the management fee, but I can assure you that the amount of money he made from that fund was more than enough to pay for that deck for pretty much the rest of time. So it's not about management, it's not about getting paid salaries, it's about investing in interesting companies that then are ultimately successful in the long run, and as a result, we as venture capitalists get paid well, right? So there are 2 different models, and if the model is to make a lot of money by investing lots of capital so you can manage more capital, then you're right, absolutely, you have to put lots of money to work. But that's a bad business, right? Because it pays no attention to the question of how well are the companies in which you're investing doing, how good are the outcomes in which they have. So we're much more focused on what are the outcomes and how much money do we make from that than how much it costs to, how much money we're making to pay for the patio.
I think there's another point here, Mike, which is it's true that you can invest $500,000, $1 million, $3 million and turn out with a $30 or $50 million exit. I'm not aware of many cases, at least, where it's crossed past a couple of $100 million and people have spent that small amount of money. It takes time. Josh is talking about this company started with a few $100,000, and at the end of the day, it's got $30, $40, $50 million in it. And Josh and Jeff probably can't play